I'm Drew Thomas, Truedrew, and this is what's special about my next project, You Are Here. You Are Here is ultimately a graphical exploration of grids, loosely based on maps or mazes. It asks the question, if life feels like a maze, are we the walls? That's why each piece has a different little highlighted segment of wall. You are here, but you are the wall. To me, it's about learning to get out of my own way, to trust. If the walls in the art represent stresses, mental barriers, and excuses, imagine being inside of that maze and bringing the walls down. Now you can see your goal perfectly clearly. You don't need a map and there is no maze. And so those are the conceptual themes I'm working with. But on the more tangible side, this project is coded artwork. It's made by writing code. It's also long-form generative art. That means each piece is unique and created on demand when you mint. And it's blockchain art. Ultimately, I created visual guardrails in code, but the final work is a collaboration between me, the minter, and the machine, the code. I explained how the code turns into art in some other videos, so I'm going to skip that here. Instead, I want to call out a few special things about this project that could be easy to miss. In part one, which is what's about to mint, the instructions to rebuild each piece can be downloaded from the artwork itself. For me, this is an experiment around creating artwork that can also create something in real life or have additional purpose, taking full advantage of the fact that it's code. Part two will be exclusively for holders of part one, and the part two piece will start using those part one instructions. Next, I want to call out the aspect ratio. This artwork is noticeably square, 1:1, but it'll work on displays with any aspect ratio. The artwork displays proportionally as a square, as large as possible on the screen, and it's centered on a background color that matches the artwork. This is ultimately so collectors can display the art on any screen, and it's only possible because the art is code. Next thing, the code and the code history of this project will be public on GitHub. In addition to being able to see the code and hopefully learn from it, anyone can go back through the full history and see the art as it looked at that point. The repo will go public after minting starts, the signature trait. There's a 4% chance on any output that you'll get it virtually signed. I intended this to subtly comment on the question of whether coded art is real art. I'm adding my signature to say, yes, this is art, and I made it. The signature itself is either my real signature or a signature for Truedrew, a name I've been using interchangeably with my own name for the last couple years. Color overlays. The color overlays aren't in the traits, but there are 3 chances you'll get a color overlay. One is under the lines and the other 2 are on top. Within each color overlay, there's a chance of getting different types of designs. The most rare design is called waves, and it's got waves of color at the bottom of the piece. There's some commented code that doesn't do anything, that creates an ultra rare rainbow background with gold lines. I couldn't finish this out and make it work with everything else in time, but it comes from a brainstorm and a mini code session I had with my 7-year-old son. It was a really fun time, and since this code is on the blockchain forever, I thought I'd immortalize the memory by including it in the code comments. Those comments are now part of the art, which is a really interesting facet to coded art. Minting for You Are Here starts December 13th on the Prohibition platform. You can find it on the Prohibition site, prohibition.art, or you can find the mint link, other videos, and more info at youarehere.truedrew.art.